are still selling T-shirts.
Yes, and there's not that many left, actually. There's only 5 shirts left.
Oh, really?
I have the numbers. So, like...
What sizes are left?
There's 1 small, 1 extra large, and there's 4... or it might be 4 shirts left. There's 3 or 4 mediums left.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you are going to want to jump on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just think what a fucking idiot you're going to look like not wearing one of those shirts.
I mean, I'll tell you what, dude. I just got my stimulus deposited. I might buy the shirts myself, okay? I'm loaded up with cash. I can do anything I want. If you guys don't act soon, I will buy all those shirts, and I'll wear them all at once.
He will.
I will.
You'll die of heat exhaustion before you allow anyone else to wear those shirts.
That's right. But yeah, get on those. They're cool. It would be sick if we sold out.
Yeah. They're very cool. Don't you want to have to explain what it means to someone who's like, what is that? You're like, oh, it's Coward Hour. And they're like, what's that insignia on the sleeve? You're like, oh, it's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I like.
A cross? Yes.
I think that's what I like about the shirt is, like, I feel like people will be like, is that a band? And then you have to go, oh, no, it's actually a podcast. which is so much worse.
Which is so much worse, but, like, how sick is that? Like, for podcast merch, for you to not even know it's a podcast, pretty great. Compare that to, like, you remember when Pete Holmes sold shirts with, like, a chicken on them? Fuck
Horrible.
that shit.
Horrible. Yeah, we're protecting you. We are protecting you. You're able to proudly support our podcast without tipping anybody off to the fact that it's a podcast.
Yeah, you could wear our shirt. You could chat up girls who smoke cigarettes.
That's right. We designed
girls
it for
with
that.
hair dye and who smoke cigarettes. You can chat them up, and they'll think, "Oh, he must be into metal, perhaps."
Right, and then they see the cross and the katana, and they're like, "Ah, he's into metal, and he's a principled man."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love the insignia. Like, for it being an accident from the photo, it like rules pretty hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One
day I'll come up with like it's gonna be both of our family crests from now on, I think.
Oh, so there is I gotta look up. Yeah, maybe I'll replace it. There is an Oldershaw family crest.
Oh, really?
I wonder if I get... Yeah, because there's an Oldershaw castle and a boys' academy. I wonder if I can, like, submit this, see if they'll throw it on there somewhere, like under the knight's helmet or something.
We got to reach these boys. These boys in the academy?
Dude, look, we
got to get them listening. We need to mold these boys.
You can YouTube. You can just search Oldershaw boys, and it's just... I can't remember if they're...
That's such a sick, like, just off the dome search.
Yeah, Oldershaw boys. And dude, I cannot remember if they're English lads or Irish lads, but you search Oldershaw boys, you're going to see a bunch of young lads, dude, playing soccer, running in the field. The Oldershaw legacy is very strong. It's a storied legacy. I want to fucking show up to that school, dude, and be like, I'm the principal. Let me steer these British youths.
Let me steer them.
Please.
These boys are rudderless. I am here to guide them through the sea.
That's right. Maybe I'll send them one of these shirts.
Like so many tragic Oldershaws before you, you've come to do something dramatic at sea.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's literally... I guess he wasn't an Oldershaw, but that is true of, of my namesake, John Reitz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the guy who just like fucked whores and died, right?
Yeah, it just went to France, just got to France too late, couldn't even fight in the war. Became a man of pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Man, fighting, I feel like before World War II, fighting in any war was sick. World War II sounds like, pretty tough.
That was where
I like World War I, like you read A Farewell to Arms, it's like most of that war he's just chilling.
I think that it's explicitly the opposite, right? Because like World War I was so awful, that's why they created the Geneva Convention.
I mean, yeah, but in many ways, right. You can look at it the opposite way as well.
I guess that's true. I guess
Farewell to Arms is like the only book that I finished in the last decade, so I need to bring it up as often as I can.
I mean, there was a nice thing about, I feel like in older warfare, pre-World War II, you at least you could tell sooner whether or not you were going to die. Like pre-guerrilla warfare, pre-asymmetrical warfare or whatever, where people literally stood in lines. And even in World War I, where it's like, you know, you're just sending lines in order over the top into the no man's land. If you're like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're like 30 rows back, you're like, oh, I'm good for today. I'm going to chill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like when you're at an open mic and you see where you are on the list, you're like, I can go smoke.
Yeah, I'm just going to relax. This really doesn't matter.
I'm going to go look at my phone for a little while.
Yeah, but dude, World War One.
Barry Lyndon rules.
What do you mean, like dueling rules?
No, like Barry Lyndon style, like someone in your unit gets killed and you're all surprised. You're like, oh my god, that guy died.
Right.
You're in battle. You're like, holy shit, they killed that guy.
Well, that is the whole thing. That used to be. Yeah, I mean, like the manners of warfare. We've certainly covered this, but it is very funny. It's like you got to stand there. You got like there. You're firing at dudes who are like 20 feet away from you because if they were any further, nobody would hit anybody because the guns sucked. And then the first row kneels, the second row stands up straight, and it's like, dude, if you're in that second row, you got to be like, what the this fucking sucks, dude. Like,
yeah,
bullets are just whizzing over the heads of like your friends and right into your chest.
You take like 3 bullets and like you keep having to fight.
Yeah, you're like, can I get out of line, please? This really hurts.
I got shot with a giant marble.
Yeah, you've got 5 fucking essentially just iron marbles in your chest, but you can't move because it would be rude. They would throw a flag on the play.
That is it's like not fatal.
Yeah. No, they all die back at camp.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You get shot in the chest, you're like, fuck, that broke my ribs.
It's like battles in the Civil War. It's like they battled for an allotted amount of time. Then like a ref came out and was like, all right, game. And then they just dragged the bleeding injured dudes back up the hill to base camp where they would die 5 hours later.
Then they would saw off everyone's legs.
I mean, it was
the actual battle was like for pussies, but everything afterwards was hell.
Yeah, well, this is a real thing where, like, you know, like some of those battles that took place, because they took place a lot of times very close to, like, I mean, sometimes they came through towns and stuff, but people, like, when they heard that there was going to be like a skirmish or a battle near them, people like literally set up and like had picnics, watching these battles from like 50 feet away or whatever.
I want to do that now, just like. We got like a big punch bowl full of sangria and like finger sandwiches. We're just watching a drone strike.
Yeah, we show up to a Syrian wedding. They're like, "Uh-oh, why are these guys here?"
Yeah,
what is
we
this
show up to a Syrian wedding with like our faces painted. USA.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like we're at a football game. We take off our shirts. We all have like a letter on our bellies.
Just tailgating in front of like a fucking elementary school or like a children's hospital. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, that would rule.
Yeah.
And also, like the things you were fighting for, like before then. It's like pre World War I, every war was retarded. It was like, all right, so I'm gonna stand in a line and fire a musket, and it's either for like slavery. It's like, I will die for slavery.
Brandon, it was about states' rights. Let's get it straight. Don't get it twisted. Okay.
It's that, or it's like, man, my lord is mad at the other lord.
Yeah, a lot of it literally, especially like, now it's not the same. I mean, they did have guns in Japan, but it feels very imperial. There were a lot of battles fought where you're laying your life down for the honor of the emperor or the lord or the fucking...
Yeah.
It's crazy shit, dude. Especially because you know that, like, most people couldn't read. Like, most people weren't, I don't think, politically educated enough to, like, truly know, like, why they were laying their lives down. It was just
you heard
like,
the town crier, and you're like, oh, that sounds good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the town crier stands up on a box, and he's like, oi, hear ye, the lord of the other castle is gay. And you're like, well, I guess I guess sign me up. I guess that's good enough for me. He's gay? Well, I have no ability to fact check that. So
it's like, it's like trusting the written word. It's like, it's not, it has to be true if somebody stands on a box and says it.
Yeah, he wouldn't stand on a box.
He would. I mean, look, if he said it's standing, at the same height as the rest of us, I might be skeptical, but because he was above me, I have to trust that that's fact, verified fact.
Yeah.
And he said it loudly, which is another huge...
Yeah, they really went based off of verticality, how truthful you were.
Yeah,
like
if someone yells, volume.
Yeah. If someone yells something to you down from like the wall of a castle, you're like, well, that is gospel.
Right, because it simulates
high.
In our amygdala, whatever like the base part of our brain is like we write like that simulates God. You're like that, okay, he's above me and he's loud, gotta listen, because last time that happened is some pretty important shit.
Yeah, that's why back then the wise man was always on top of a mountain.
Always.
It was the wisest place you could be.
Yeah, dude. You gotta be up there.
Man, that is...
You have to.
I'm going to say that's the only concession that I'll give. The only negative aspect of being 5'2" is how far from God I am at all times.
Yeah, and just mired in untruths as well. You're that low to the ground.
It's true. I have very bad intel down here.
You have to.
I get nothing but hearsay. By the time it gets here, fucking telephone game.
Yeah, dude, the marketplace of ideas is happening like 2 feet above your head. Like, you gotta ask fucking bugs and rodents what they think of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm down here with my friends, the bugs.
And I'm forming some ideas.
Yeah, we're really having us a think tank. Me and the squirrels.
Yeah, damn. Damn, dude. Yeah, wow, we were, it's like, it's honestly like, that's an interesting parallel. It's like, we were pretty much just like ants going at each other, just like, damn, our ant mommy is mad, so now we gotta fight. I mean, we were basically doing that until the 20th century, defending our respective, quote unquote, ant mommies.
Yeah.
Which is just insane. It's terrible.
I found it interesting. I was reading some kind of like Reddit thread about how like, I guess I kind of forgot that like before a point in history, the army wasn't like run by the king. It was like the king would ask all the like rich guys like, "Hey, can I use your armies?" It's like if it was now, it'd be like Mark Zuckerberg just owns a standing army.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of still true.
Biden has to be like, "May I please use the Facebook core?"
Yeah, I mean, that kind of happens. Like, private military contractors are kind of that, and they will work with, the U.S. Army. I mean, that's the proxy wars and private military contractors, like fighting skirmishes in lieu of, like, actual governments is very weird. It's crazy how you're right. It's kind of always been that way.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Something in my retarded political science 101 class factors into this. Oh, it was like Shays' Rebellion. It was like the first military conflict after we became America was like the federal government didn't have the right in the Constitution to like or maybe we didn't have a Constitution before then. But anyway, the Fed didn't have the right to tax the states, so they had no money. So they weren't able to pay any of the people who like fought the Revolutionary War on deferred pay.
Ooh.
So then everybody just like rose up and then they had to be like, fuck, well, we don't have an army, so how do we put down all these like farmers who are now just like raiding in like Maine or wherever?
I mean,
I have this
hilarious.
So wrong, but it's like sort of right. I've got some of this. It's definitely not Maine. It was I don't know. Anyway, so then they basically just had to like like borrow the private armies of like rich men to then fight these citizens.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also funny to like, it's like, okay, you just have a revolution, right? You just convince everybody to revolt and you're like, okay, good revolting, but we actually can't pay you guys. They're like, okay, well, we're going to keep revolt. You just taught us how to revolt. Yeah. How did you think this was going to go? Yeah, dude, that shit's wild.
But anyway, according to my professor, because someone asked, they're like, wait, rich people can just own their own armies? When did they outlaw that? And my teacher's like, they never outlawed that.
No. I mean, it's crazy that rich people essentially, like, you know, if you go into rich neighborhoods, the fact that, like, they essentially have private police forces. Like, there's a security officer in these neighborhoods who's not a cop, has a loaded gun. You know what I mean? Like,
do the people in my neighborhood have guns? I don't think so.
They might, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't think they have guns, because the one time the guy, like, tried to pull me over and then, like, basically admitted that, like, there was nothing he could do. He's just like, drive better. Like, real mad.
Yeah, but I think they have guns in case, like, if he were to come upon a break-in, I think he has the right to use some kind of force. From, if I'm not mistaken.
In California? I don't know.
That's true. That's true. California might be different. That's a very good point.
I'm pretty sure in California, if you, like, are just, like, walking by and you happen to see a burglary going on, I'm pretty sure if you, like, you just, like, took it upon yourself to be a cop, you will be in prison for a long time.
Well, but definitely in parts of the country, they definitely have guns, and they're authorized to use legal force, and they're not, like, the training that they go through is not, like, standardized. It's totally arbitrary to, like, whatever the private company that you know, hires them is. It's wild. It's dude. It's funny. You're talking about break-ins and taking the law into your own hands. I just watched Training Day, which takes place entirely on the block that Isaac and I live on. Like,
really?
To the point where, like, I'm watching Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke drive up and, like, in front of my house, like, up and down my street, and I had this urge to, like, run out.
In the movie?
What?
How's the house look in the movie? Like, does it look better? Does it look like a new house?
No, no, it actually looks worse. Echo Park got way nicer, believe it or not.
Yeah, so your house is, because it's the worst house in Los Angeles, the location scout was like, all right, we're not gonna stray too far from here.
Right. Yeah, and so Denzel and Ethan, they're basically circling my block, like, for the first 20 minutes of the movie, and I kept having this urge to, like, run outside and see if they were there. Like, that's how eerie and disconcerting it was.
That shit is weird. That happened with me because I think it's Lethal Weapon 3, the whole scene where like, they go to visit Riggs's, or they go to visit Murtaugh's daughter on set, and then he, like, goes in and, like, tries to arrest the guy, but it's like a movie. That's all, like, on Bays Street.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So next time I was there, I was just like, to think Mel Gibson stood right there. And, and she was like, okay, you know, because she doesn't like Mel Gibson because Mel Gibson is a renowned anti-Semite.
Wow. Let me tell you something.
So, you know, sometimes I forget, and I'm like, man, Mel rules. And she's like, uh-huh.
Look, you know what? As somebody who has proudly been claiming, not stealing, claiming Jewish valor for the past 4 years, I want to say that a section of the community has forgiven him. Even though he did make us look pretty funny in Passion of the Christ. The casting there was very selective. I love that. I mean, I think the funniest thing about the Jews in Passion of the Christ is they're just making one face. There's no range of emotion for, like, the Jews in the Passion of the Christ.
I'm about to watch that for the first time since, like, I saw it, like, in a church auditorium.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
It's especially good because...
Is it just like Martin Starr?
What do you mean?
Is, like, Martin Starr like the guy arresting Jesus or something?
No, it's literally like there are these in the crowd. There are these Jewish people that are just, like, pointing and sneering, like, and they look very. I mean, like, they've got all the features. Yeah. You know.
Wait, am I completely off base? Is Martin Starr Jewish?
Martin Starr's Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that movie is there are, like, weird, like, there are, like, surreal, like, David Lynch-esque touches in it that are kind of tight. It's a fucking tight movie.
That seems to be how you direct a Bible movie. Just make it weird as hell.
Yeah,
Are there any other good Bible movies?
That's a.
I would like to because I really I want to have read the Bible, but every time I try, I'm like, this sucks. This is really boring.
It's tough. There's stories. There's good stories that you gotta. Maybe you should look up like a cheat sheet of like the best stories, like some of the favorites. But
they should just do like an HBO anthology series of the Bible.
They have done that. They've done it on like the History Channel. They've done it a few times. Noah is a pretty good. I mean, Noah is not very accurate, but it's a pretty sick Bible movie, and it's another one where like it's the story of Noah's Ark, but then it also becomes like The Shining on a boat. It's very seriously, it's good.
Huh? That sounds pretty sick. I'm just imagining they adapted the Cosby bit.
Oh fuck! What's a cubit?
Yeah, that's. I remember that was like my grandpa's favorite. What's a cubit?
Dude, I actually just watched. You know what sucks? I just watched an episode of Cosby on the Johnny Carson show. And this is on. Maybe I'll post it in the Discord or on Reddit or something. But so there was an episode of Johnny Carson where Morrissey was the guest. And like he plays like 2 or 3 songs, like it's a big deal. And so everybody in the audience are just like young Morrissey cholos watching Johnny Carson, and Johnny Carson and Bill Cosby are just like bombing the whole. Like they're not getting any laughs. These people fucking hate them. They don't understand why they're funny. I think Johnny Carson quit like a few weeks later, like he was done. And Bill Cosby comes out. He understands that like there's nothing he's gonna do to win them over, and he actually has a very fucking funny set of just basically being like, "Fuck you guys." It's a very like sick 20 minutes of television, honestly. And then I remembered he did all those horrible things, and I was like, yikes.
Yeah, he
makes you forget.
I'll say it. Bill Cosby, he made some pretty big missteps there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Repeatedly over a long period of time. He just kept tripping over himself. Really.
Yeah, he really goofed up. He really bungled some of his decisions.
It's funny to describe incredibly like devious and calculated cases of assault as missteps and bungles. Like
he really made some boners.
Oh fuck. But yeah, it's sick. Look that up if you can. Bill Cosby, Morrissey on Johnny Carson. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I want to try to think of other good Bible movies for you, because I know that there are. I mean, you watch Last Temptation of Christ. Mm-hmm. That one's sick. You're gonna watch The Passion. I would recommend Noah. I feel like I know there's definitely another one, but I just can't fucking think of it.
We should make like a Job movie starring me. But we do it like Monter said. It's just me, and I keep doing open mics. They're like, certainly he will give up.
And we just occasionally like cut to the devil watching you on a screen, just like, yes. Have him go up at 2 a.m. at the Lizard Lounge.
Hey, the Lizard Lounge was I was the king of the Lizard Lounge.
And
also it was in Lancaster, PA. So there were 20 comics. Nobody went up at 2 a.m.
I was just trying to think of a dark place from your past.
Yeah. Oh man, pretty soon we're gonna be doing stand up again. We're gonna get these shots. It seems like sooner than I thought.
May 1st, we'll be eligible. I'm gonna try to hop on it. Right? I mean, like I look at it this way, dude. I got my stimulus today. I have every reason to believe I'm getting my shot first day. May.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I have more money in savings now than I did at any point when I was working.
Yeah.
And how good is socialism? I love living in the socialist United States of America.
And everybody's talking about like, oh, the deficit, the debt. It's just like okay. So
what
it's
do
what
you
it's
have
like,
to pay it?
Yeah,
I'm not paying it.
Also, it was already what? How many trillion? What are we like 30? Is it in the double digits or the triple digits? of like how much debt we're in. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We've added like 3 digits to it. It's like we weren't making a dent. We've added a little bit on. We're virtually in the same position. It's the same way that I treat my personal debt, actually. like it's so funny that like I get scolded for like, you know, this debt that I have to different collectors and like you got to pay. But like the country that I live in doesn't even follow that fucking model. The country that I live in is also dodging phone calls and changing its email address and shit like that, you know?
I don't know. Is anyone coming to collect this debt?
Brendan, how many times do we have to tell you that the Fed is not federal, dude?
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, we don't owe the money to anyone specific, do we? I feel like...
We do, because we borrow it. It's I'm so I literally, because like I spent so many years just being like we owe the money to the Illuminati, and then like that's not true.
Yeah.
I did look
and then,
up.
Like I always heard in high school, I'm like, well, you know, China actually owns this country. And I feel like, well, that can't be true either.
Let me see this. Where do we owe the debt? Who does the U.S. owe money to? The U.S. basic. Yeah. So the federal debt is like 24 trillion. It's like whatever. And it'll grow by another 13 trillion before 2028. So again, like there are no optimistic projections of this. Who gives a fuck?
But to who? It's like, does that just mean that it's like money that we printed that isn't tied to anything? Because it says, if so, I don't care.
The U.S. basically owes money to two groups: the public and intragovernmental holdings. So I assume that means that we owe money a little bit all around the world to different governments because we borrow. Yeah. So foreign governments who have purchased U.S. treasuries include China, Japan, Brazil, Ireland, the UK. China represents 29% of all the treasuries issued to other countries, which correspond. So, yeah, essentially, if I understand this, which I almost certainly don't, everybody is basically borrowing from everybody else from this like collective pool. It's like this is one of the things where it's like we're clearly already like.
It's basically, and then like we give so much foreign aid, so it's basically like I borrow $50 from you, and then I slide a $5 in your breast pocket.
Right? What? You know what, Brandon? I'm gonna go back on what I said. You're right. I'm sorry I tried to correct you because I think basically you're right.
Yeah. I think basically it's just like it's all hypothetical, and the thing is, even if we do fix the debt. And I know that you don't like to speak ill of the president, which is
the acting president,
what we still call Donald Trump. But it's like the very next time we have a Republican in office, they will just rack up the debt again, and it won't matter. Yeah,
I mean, if you look at like the Republican that everybody loves to point to is like Ronald Reagan, like, oh, that's the example of like, you know, what America should be. And it's like I'm pretty sure he tripled the deficit, if I'm not mistaken, when he was in office.
Something like that. But then, like, I mean, the example I think of is like Clinton left us with a surplus, and then Bush depleted it.
Right. Is the debt at that level a problem? For now, it isn't. The U.S. government borrows trillions of dollars a year at very low interest rate. I love low interest rates. See, this is what I'm saying. I learned everything from you, Papa. So I mean, again, basically every article that I'm skimming right now is just like, it's fake. Who cares?
It is fake. Who cares?
Yeah, hang on. Well, let's see what Fox News has to say about it. This was written in 2012. Who do we owe most of this money to? It's like, you know what? This is immediately what skeeves me out. All of these articles are like, the direct question is, who do we owe our debt to? Which they should tell you in the very first line, and they don't. It's 5 paragraphs of like, you know, explaining what debt is, where we owe it to, how it works. It's like they're betting on you getting worn out.
Yeah, they're just hoping you don't finish the article.
And they're fucking right. Because I haven't. I just pulled up 3 and I'm just like, it's fake.
Yeah, all money is fake.
Money's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Money feels so fake when I just load $300 onto my Nintendo Switch account and turn it into games that I play once.
Dude, that's real. I've been trying to play through my I've been trying to not buy any video games and only play ones I have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine. I mean, pretty much that just means I've been playing Stardew Valley again.
Yeah, good game.
So good, especially now I'm playing it with all these mods and like expansions and stuff.
Yeah, it's I keep meaning to download that because I loved it's kind of based on like Harvest Moon. And I loved Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo, but I got to get back into Stardew Valley.
They're making a new Harvest Moon, aren't they?
Yeah, it sucks. Harvest Moon, you just want to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I saw, I'm like, well, how are they going to compete with Stardew Valley is already like refined and...
Yeah, they're not, is the thing.
Mm. Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, Harvest Moon is probably just going... a Harvest Moon game in 2021 is targeting like a market that doesn't exist somewhere between Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, probably, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those IPs, but even if you look at them, the games they look like phone quality. It's like they're clearly just like spending very little money on this IP and releasing it because they know some market exists, but it's not like an event anymore. You know, I mean, I'm basically a market analyst for video games, dude. What do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is what I follow.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, I'm pretty sure I got it for like $7. The guy, he keeps updating it. There's like endless mods. Truly the best value per dollar of any gaming purchase I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy how much
200 hours. Every game I have like 200 hours in, I swear I got for like under $15.
Seriously, the other thing is like I feel like this is with all things. I mean, we love variety. We love like, you know, the choice, and I like having a lot of options, and I like trying a bunch of different games. But like, dude, when I look at the games I play, it's like there's one. It's like it was like when I had Street Fighter, and I bought the Street Fighter collection after I bought like 30 other games, and then I just logged 600 hours into Street Fighter. I'm like, damn, I could have saved myself a lot of money. Yeah, because I just wanted this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only. But
I especially did that when I got into VR, because I was thinking, I was like, oh well. I mean, with VR, you gotta have like an arcade of games. You gotta have like a bunch of games. Then you realize like none of these games are really finished.
Well, dude, it's like there's some kind of like anxiety that you get, and it's probably it's certainly a product of consumerism, but like when you just have one thing, even if it's in like a digital shelf, I mean, it's true for like, you know, material things too. But like just like looking at your library and having like 2 games, you're like, I'm not a well-rounded individual. I should be purchasing more things so that I'm experiencing more, which is fucking a psychotic impulse, you know.
Not so much that for me as much as it is I get suckered in by deals.
Oh, true.
Like I've finally gotten better about that. Like I was, you know, I checked Steam, I see the specials. Like yesterday, because I've been playing Metro Redux or whatever, the first one.
Yeah, the Metro games are
it's really good, and they're doing like a weekend sale on the series. So like the new one that came out like 2 years ago was only like $20, and I was like, oh, I should get that for when I finish the other 2. And then I was like, wait, I won't finish the other 2. I'll not spend this $20, and then someday if I really want to play that game, I'll buy it for whatever it costs then. And if I make the decision like this every time, I'll spend less money overall and have less games I don't play.
Well, because like the psychotic thing is, right? You see it for a deal, you're like, oh, I should get it now. Mm-hmm. Because but in a digital marketplace, what always happens is, it's one thing if you're talking about physical copies, because those can go up in value. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking at a game that's on sale and you don't want it right away, eventually it'll just permanently be less money.
Yeah.
You can just get it for like $10.
Unless it's a Nintendo game. Then it is always $60.
That's true. Well, they're protective about that. What can I say? Dude, the Metro games, I played... I've
been playing the first one. I got to a level that I'm having trouble beating, but I'm going to get back to it.
I've got the Half-Life problem. I beat Last Light. I love Last Light. Because that was the first one I played, and then I played 2033 before that one. But dude, let me tell you something. I cannot stand creatures. Every time, like, I'm great with like sneaking around, shooting like, you know, neo-communists and Nazis. That shit's great. Every time they make me go above the top and there's giant lobsters that I have to avoid and like put my mask on, I literally like, I'm playing the fucking Switch in my hands and there's a monster that's too scary and I'm like throwing it across the room.
Yeah, it is upsetting, especially because I was playing it like, because it's fun. Like, I missed games with levels.
Yeah.
Because, like, with an open world game, there's no good stopping point, so you stay up forever.
Right.
But, like, with that, I was like, oh, I'll play one level before bed. And then I would. Right. And then it would be done. But yeah, then when every time you're up on the top and there's like a black angel flying around.
Get it away.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I hate it so. There's black angels. I hate games where things bite you. I don't like the biting. Mm-hmm. And my favorite thing about that game is the way that the bullets double as currency. I thought that was so sick.
That is kind of cool, but like it also in that game it's okay because the balance is good. But like, Boneworks did that, and I'm like, this is retarded because then it encourages you to not shoot, which is the coolest part about VR. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that's sick about Metro is, like, so, like, you have regular bullets, and then you've got the nice bullets are the ones that are worth more money, and, like, they take... That's where the balance is good, is, like, you can use them to buy shit or, like, kill an enemy easily. And I'm like, that's smart. I like that shit. Apparently, those games are based on books.
They are.
That, like, that, like, my grandfather has read.
Oh, really?
That's a weird thing. This is the second time this has happened, where my grandfather and our interests have intersected because I've played a video game, like the Tom Clancy games. I started knowing shit about Tom Clancy, and then he just like read those books for like fucking 20, however long they came out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, have shit to talk about.
That's all Pop's read is Tom Clancy. Who the hell is Tom? Was he a troop, or was he just like a writer?
I believe, you know what? I've got my handy dandy computer here. He's dead is the thing. Like, they're still releasing... He's been dead for, like almost 10 years, and they still release books under his name. And even then, he wasn't writing them for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He was...
We'd all be better off if they did that with Stephen King.
So much better. Oh, damn, he's from Baltimore? He owned the Orioles. He was never in the military. It says right here. It's funny that they say like this on his Wikipedia page. Clancy was an ordinary American citizen who was an insurance agent.
Like they know they're settling bets with that article.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, so this dude was just talking out of his fucking ass for 20 years.
Honestly, pretty sick.
So sick, dude. And he owned the Orioles.
Damn.
Or was a part-time owner. That's tight, dude.
What does that mean? A part-time owner?
Or a part owner, meaning he just owned a portion. He didn't own it outright, but he owned a portion of it. Mm-hmm. And he was a lifelong conservative Republican.
Checks out.
Yep. And he loved the CIA. Okay. I did not need to read this Wikipedia article at all.
You can't be standing the CIA.
Oh, damn. Here's a sick Tom Clancy quote. Because I guess he was Roman Catholic. He wrote a novel, Red Rabbit, that was all about John Paul II. In an interview for Time magazine, Clancy lamented what he perceived as society's double standard in the way that it protects minorities. You can't hate black people anymore, of course. You can't hate homosexuals anymore, but you can hate the Catholics all you want. You can't hate black people anymore. That's fucking insane.
That is a wild quote.
Real ass dude of the week.
What year was that? What year did he say that?
I think 2002.
What discrimination were Catholics facing in 2002?
Yeah, 2002 is when he said that.
The only discrimination that Catholics have received in the last 30 years is purely based off of like the priests facing like being fined.
There's a serious pedophile problem in the Catholic Church.
And then he's like, I knew they'd never let one of us be president. Also, what? You love the CIA? They took your boy.
Yeah, what a fucking weird dude.
Well, he wrote novels for Pop, so obviously he's retarded.
Yes, he did write novels for Pop. I would love to know like how involved he was with the video game series. Like if they just like showed him footage and he was just like completely confused or apathetic.
Yeah, I'm sure I bet he tried to play one of them once and just like got upset.
Well, he probably played them back when they were like. People forget those games. There was a Tom Clancy game on the N64. I think it's the first Rainbow Six. It is horrible. It's
I've never
terrible.
played any of them.
The Splinter Cell is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the Splinter Cell games are really fucking sick, but most of them are not my cup of tea at all.
Are they stealth games?
Some of them are. Some of them are squad shooters. Ubisoft has taken over control of a lot of them, so like a lot of them are like I would say like the best Tom Clancy games were like the Splinter Cell games on like the GameCube and PS2. Now they're more like team shooters. They're a little more generic.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stop reading this Tom Clancy Wikipedia article before he becomes one of my new favorite guys.
Yeah, that is how it goes with you and guys. You're just like, man, this guy's ridiculous. Let me look him up. And then, like, after 15 minutes of reading, you're like, do I love Ted Cruz?
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
is this guy sick?
I was watching CFAC just like, damn, is Ted Cruz the fucking man? I had no idea. I will deep dive into this later.
Yeah.
All it takes is one wild quote for me to be like, all right.
Do you think that... Because, I mean, Ted Cruz, I don't think that Ted Cruz is like a funny guy or like a thinks on his feet kind of guy. So there's someone... there must be like some comic secretly has the gig of like writing comebacks for conservatives when they get caught doing like
it's probably like Brian Callen or somebody or fucking like Theo Vaughn.
Yeah. It's like, all right, you're gonna come out, say the weather's nice, not as nice as Cancun. Swing your dick around.
You know what? You're right. There is no way.
Talia. I mean, that's I might out of morbid curiosity listen to that podcast episode he put out today.
That's what I'm doing the minute we're done with this podcast.
Is his podcast called Congratulations?
I don't know because you want
congratulations across like the thumbnail, and I'm like, is he giving himself an award of some kind?
Maybe. Let me see, Chris D'Elia. Because you know this will be the first yeah, it's called Congratulations. This will be the first episode of Chris D'Elia's podcast I've ever listened to. Is the other thing.
Yeah.
Like this is what it took to get me to listen to his podcast. The episode title is called Human. I can only fucking imagine.
Yeah, so it's got to be about like I'm a person and people are unfair to me. Look, all I wanted to do was rape. Look,
totally.
Well, all I wanted. Look, we all have our little things.
Well,
I'm a human being, and I have a right to come.
Well, the craziest thing is the fucking Instagram post. Did you see? Like, I don't know if somebody put it in the Discord, but like the Instagram post of Chris D'Elia. I guess that's his house. He's like on a sunbed.
Oh yeah,
pool in his
I was
backyard.
just thinking of this. What did he say? Because I remember it being like shocking.
He said, "This is Chris D'Elia verified. Now that I don't cheat, at least I don't have to feel bad when I stand my ground for other shit." So I guess I'm not listening to sound, but I guess this video is his wife coming out and yelling at him. So I guess he's like, because I stopped cheating a month ago, you cannot ask me to do anything else.
Whoa, that is
yeah.
That is wild. What a I mean, I would say what a poor woman, but like I'm sure the kind of person who marries Chris D'Elia is not like, you know, not deserving of like a much different life than this.
Well, also the fact that she's like still in it. Also, he ends it with being faithful rips.
So that when he says rips, does he mean it's good or bad?
I think he means that it's good. This is a very normal post from Chris D'Elia, dude. This is just naturally what you post after having a huge sex scandal.
Oh, not cheating on my wife? Fucking whips ass.
So I should have been. You know what? I'm so stupid because this is way better than cheating. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea that not cheating would feel 10 times as good as cheating.
Guys, have you heard of not destroying your family? I just got into this shit, and I can't talk highly enough about it.
What's hilarious is like it's not even like he undestroyed his family. His family's definitely destroyed. Like there's definitely just like a forever tension in that house amongst his wife, his children, everybody. And now he's just like,
it's like if Tony Soprano was a faggot. That's what his whole scenario is.
Yeah, Tony drops Meadow off of college, and then drives like 30 minutes to have sex with a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he's driving her to like visit college. She's like, "Dad, are you a rapist?" He's like, "What? Who told you that? There's no such thing as rape."
No, I'm a garbage man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is insensitive, but I feel like if you're the kind of person who marries Chris D'Elia, it's like you definitely have Carmela vibes. We're like, you know what this is.
You know what this is, and you're into. I mean, like, yeah, I get whatever. We're passing judgment. We can't really know, but it's very weird that they're posting cute family videos. You know, it would be one thing if they were posting like cute, like couple squabble videos and not addressing it. But the fact that they're doing that and then directly addressing the elephant in the room in the description is fucking crazy town, dude.
Yeah. While you're like still in a legal battle.
Yes. Insane.
First of all, why the fuck would you like his lawyer must be telling him not to be podcasting.
You know what, dude, though? You can't. Are you trying to tell the man on fire what to do?
The man on fire.
Are you trying to... You can't, dude.
Man on Fire is such a grandiose title for a horrible special.
Well, that's like the weird... I feel like all of like the Rogan LA Comedy Store guys really... It's like they all really bought into I'm Dying Up Here. Like, they all are leaning hard into being, like, tortured philosophers who are, like, doing important, dangerous things. I was watching a clip of, like, Brian Callen on Candace Owens' show talking about, like, why they come after comedians because, like, he's like, even in the old days, you know, like, rulers were very suspicious of satire. And it's like, you're making the argument that like what you do, like you're like a speaking truth to power satirist. Mm-hmm. You guys are fucking idiots. You're retards. You're in the Rogan sphere. It's just
God,
really
comedy
weird.
Sucks.
It totally sucks. It's you know what's crazy? Comedy at a low level, it sucks. Mm-hmm. And then, like, it gets pretty good around in mid-level. Those are cool people. And then you reach a certain level where it really sucks. Like, it feels like a horseshoe, dude. Like, if you get big enough...
Can't wait to be back.
I honestly can't.
Yeah. I started brainstorming bits today.
Oh, I got a whole fucking thing on my phone, dude. I can't write... The problem is I can't write any jokes about coronavirus that people will want to hear because my first impulse is just to write like 10 minutes on how it's real, but not for me because I'm powerful and God loves me.
Yeah, I'm honestly glad that we've just missed out on like stand-up material about coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean you'll have to have some.
Will you though?
Think?
No, I'm just gonna do material about being in a relationship. I'm coming out of this I'm just gonna do regular comedy.
Oh wow, dude, you're entering your Louis phase. You know what I mean?
Not?
Like before. Yeah, totally. No, I'm saying it's like, you know, like before you were like esoteric, like heady barn dog, and now you're just talking about like what it's like to sleep in the same bed as somebody.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I wrote, yeah. I'm excited to get out there and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the jokes are yet, but I think I'm gonna write a bit about how like, how my girlfriend doesn't like that I like refuse to let her see or like use my phone no matter what, and it's not because I'm cheating. It's just purely for my boys to protect my own boys.
Oh yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm totally the same.
I could never betray my boys by allowing Bay to see how we speak to each other in the group chat.
Right. Yeah. I had that.
I would plant fake text convos between me and other women if it diverted her attention from the group chat.
Right.
I will download nudes of strangers from Reddit and text them to myself from like a Google Voice number.
Yeah, just like faceless nudes, like before she can even get to the group chat. It's
it's faceless nudes. It's like me tucking my dick like Buffalo Bill, and I'm just like, oh no, you saw something a woman sent to me. Please don't click on Discord.
Those are like the 7 layers of security she has to get through before she can like crack the safe.
Mm-hmm. It's me with the face app filter pressing my tits together.
Yeah, dude, my girlfriend will do this thing where like she'll sneakily like take my phone and like take pictures of me that I find, and it's cute, like it's definitely cute. But the first time I was like, babe, you got to be careful on my phone. we joke about a lot of things. We have a pretty open line of communication. There's most things I would say to her, but I'm like, if you go in that Discord, like you're not ready. I don't want you to think bad things.
They think they are.
They think they are.
Plus, like, I mean, if you look through my camera roll, you're finding 0 nudes, but what you are going to find is 500 screen caps of like girl comedians that I don't like on Twitter to then post in the chat and be like, man, this sucks, huh?
Oh, that is
so
psychotic.
So much worse.
That is really insane.
We all do that.
Yeah, I think you more. I think you do a lot of the heavy lifting with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Well, no, that's not true because I'm not on Twitter that much anymore.
That's true.
It's Dylan. It's Dylan's fault.
I mean, the biggest thing with me is like I don't want the gayest thing that I do is that my camera roll is just filled with like, oh, this is so stupid. Just like screenshots of like dumb shit, just like screenshots of like cool images from movies that I really like, so that I can like look at them. I have like 100 photos of just like super sick scenes from movies that I will just like scroll through and look at, and then occasionally like find an excuse to post on Twitter.
It's just gifs of Brad Pitt from Fight Club. You're like, sick, that's me.
Basically.
But yeah, like, does she ever do this? Like, my girlfriend, she'll be like, hey, can you do this on my phone? The code is this. And I'm like, okay. And then I'll do it. And then she'll like wait for me to like tell her the code to my phone. And I'm like, here's your phone back. Love you.
Oh, that's weird. That's an odd little social contract. Or I don't know, whatever you call that. It's weird that she wouldn't just outright say like, let me into your phone.
Yeah, I will never let her into my phone.
Nah, man, that's smart. That's absolutely smart. This sounds so much. I swear to God, this sounds so much shadier than I mean it to. I'm just an insanely private person. Like it's the same thing with like using my like. I don't know. I just have a bunch of like, especially because I never delete anything. I am sure there's like embarrassing shit on this computer that I do not want my girlfriend to see.
Oh, for sure. It looks like you're searching for it now.
No.
You pull up. You go to a little search bar, you just type in child pornography, and then it all comes up. You're like, oh, no.
I should really put this in a folder.
Yeah. But it's Windows 10, so then it starts searching the web for child pornography.
Right.
You're like, fuck. No, just look on the hard drive.
I get swatted immediately. Yeah, damn, dude.
Oh, man. Tom Clancy.
He's going to be my new guy for sure.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know what?
You're going to start dressing like a pop-pop. You're going to have one of those like veteran hats that they wear to the grocery store.
I should probably get really into the troops.
We probably should. We have some troops who listen. Yeah. There's that guy stationed in Guam in the Discord. He hasn't posted in a while, I don't think.
I
Or
hope
he
they didn't
changed
get
his
him.
avatar or something. Yeah,
I hope
hopefully
it,
he
like-
didn't get court-martialed for listening to Coward Hour.
I mean, are there shooters in Guam? Like, are there like is there any kind of threat that he could be in the
Guam
immediate path of?
Guam is America, so I think he's probably good.
Okay, nice. Is Guam America? Is it like a?
Yeah, it was in the news this week because the one congresswoman didn't think it was.
Hell yeah! So I guess I could be.
It's been an American territory for a long time.
See, I could be an elected official. Who was that? Marjorie Taylor Greene or whoever?
I think it was the other one. Or no, yeah, it was. I think it was Taylor Greene. It was her or Bobart or whatever.
She ruled, dude. Taylor Greene rules. I love her. There are so many like GOP Congress people who I just want to fucking go camping with. And just like ask them, like, I want to talk about like Enneagram and like star charts with them because I know they're into it.
They're all new agey.
Dude, Marjorie Taylor Greene is like literally like a goopy ass new age like queen.
Yeah, it is
like
weird how like I feel like the portal is like anti-vax, and then it like brings people into like, it's like you start off as a hippie with your like kombucha crystal lady, and then you get into anti-vax stuff, and then you're just MAGA. The
pipeline from like Indigo Children to QAnon is direct. It's because like it's like that you start out like kind of liberal. Like I think a lot of those people like would have identified as like liberals in like the 90s or whatever. Then you get into like homeopathic medicine, just taking pills that are like 90% water, which leads you into like anti-vax shit, which leads you right into conspiracies, into QAnon and supporting Trump, going to fucking Burning Man.
Yeah,
it's I love the Burning Man GOP. I cannot get enough of those people. I want to do ecstasy. I want to be in a cuddle puddle with a bunch of like 40-year-old GOP senators.
The Capitol storm kind of did look like Burning Man with all the outfits.
It was Burning Man, dude. It was people were fucking dressed up as Capcom video game characters. Like it was a cosplaying event.
We should start our own Burning Man, but it's boys only, and it's just a live podcast.
That might go very wrong very quickly.
We're gonna start a music festival because like comedians play music festivals, but it's like stand up and it's in its own tent. I want to do like Bonnaroo and it's just live podcasting.
Yeah, people would revolt. There would be a lot of violence like the second day of the festival.
Yeah, just replace the bill. Be like, oh man, everybody! I don't even know what are like current bands that would be at a festival. So I'm like, oh yeah, come see Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, Jay-Z. But then you get there, it's just us. Like, man, so does like Tom Clancy rule? And everybody's like, fuck you.
It's just a bunch of disgruntled Edward Sharpe fans.
Yeah. This Molly isn't even real. I will kill you.
I would love to do a podcast for people on Molly, dude. I would love to do a comedy show. It could be podcast, it could be stand up, where everybody takes Molly. Like the comedians, the audience.
Except me.
Except you. You can be the one filming it.
Yeah.
How fucking awesome would that be, dude? Just everybody on Molly, just like in in a comedy club or a bar, just immediately getting really anxious that nobody's playing any music.
Yeah.
But then like the only music they have is like the music at Magooby's, so they're just playing like Def Leppard for like a bunch of people who are like way too high.
Dude, Magooby's would be an awful place to do Molly.
all they have is like Bobby Slayton's intro music, and then like when that runs out, they just start playing like DVDs of comics who have been there. And Magooby's would be a horrible place to do Molly.
Put on a Lavelle Crawford special. And it's also the people in the audience are the people who go to Magooby's, so it's all like 60-year-old white people.
They need to do Molly, dude. We need to get 100 60-year-old white people in Timonium, Maryland on Molly and see what happens. A lot of them would die. A lot of them would try to like slide down the banisters because Magooby's is like stadium seating for some fucking reason.
Oh, I forgot Magooby's it looks like it's in a weird like Soviet like concrete building.
The ceilings are so high. I think the most insane.
The outside makes it look like a gladiator arena. It makes it look like if the gladiators fought in the USSR.
I think that the most insane thing about Magooby's is that you have this comedy stage that's already oddly. The dimensions of that room are weird. The ceiling's really high, and then just over the comedy stage, you have a giant painting of George Carlin and Richard Pryor. I remember, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, all right, guys, chill the fuck out. This is, like, you're setting expectations so high.
Oh, yeah. I love the, like, murals at, like, small clubs. Like, I don't know if they have it anymore, but at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, they had, like, paintings of all these comics from the 80s. But then they also had Raymond the Amish comic and Earl David Reed, who were, like, the local headliner.
Love Raymond the Amish comic.
So it's just this Mount Rushmore. It's like Pryor, Cosby, Steve Martin, Raymond the Amish comic.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that would be like if Magooby's had like Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks, Dave Schofer.
There should be a Mount Rushmore of just like comedy bookers.
Yeah, dude. If I ever open a comedy club, we will just have the bookers painted on the wall.
Yeah.
That'll be so sick.
Yeah, do you think like the way that like comics have heroes, do you think that like local bookers are just like have a poster of Barry Katz and they're like, someday I'm going to rip people off like him?
Yes, dude. They pray to an effigy of fucking like Jamie Masada.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
We're at an hour 2, by the way. You want to bring this in for Landon?
Yeah, let's bring her in. Let's bring her in. I'm trying to think of... Oh! I have something I want to plug really quick. I am going to be doing Lemaire Lee's very funny... I don't know if it's YouTube or Twitch. I'm doing Feud.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this Monday, so check that out. That's probably going to be really fun. And I think there's something else, but I can't remember. Buy the shirts.
Yeah, buy the shirts. Jump on them quick. We're almost out.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, see you guys.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.